Hey guys, welcome back to Encourage the Youth, where we interview, I guess, local guests or, people that's above and beyond. But today we got something special here. We got a pastor here, so I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
How you doing? My name is Pastor K.O. Stone, the senior pastor of the Gospel Tabernacle Outreach Center here in Gretna, Virginia.
And can you tell us, how you actually got into the pastor field?
Oh, man. I started pastoring about 17 years ago. I just got married to my wife. We just got married, and I had the opportunity to pastor at other churches, and but God didn't lead me that way, and the Lord led me to start my own ministry that He wanted me to start for Him, and that's what we did. And we started in a small storefront church.
Oh, dang. Well, I'm interested in business or entrepreneur world so much, and you're the first person I actually interviewed that has a business or has more than one business. So could you tell me, I guess, more of what it takes to actually be an entrepreneur?
Willing not to sleep.
Could you go more into detail with that?
It's no, for real, it's about assignment. You have to understand you're not called to everything, but you have to be true to what you're called to. And whenever you have an assignment and you're called to something, you have to dedicate yourself to it. And these businesses that God has given me to open, it's my assignment.
Because I feel what would your advice be to me? Because I feel like I'm always trying to do new things and push myself to try new things instead of just strictly focus on, one thing or a couple different things that I think may be my assignment.
Here's how I would encourage you. I would say this to you: don't be tunnel vision. See the whole world as it is. Don't just narrow your vision. It's a big world, but when you have narrowed vision, you kill yourself with a lot of opportunities. Don't be afraid to partner with people that's not like you. Always look for your next partner, and your next partner might not be coming in your framework, your size, your color, your religion, or whatever. So that would be my thing.
Okay, well, so I just met your son Jimmy. I've been met him, but we sort of just, I guess, got together, sort of, built a connection, I guess you could call it. But I've always had a problem of meeting people that's like me or meeting people that's similar to mine, because to me, people would call me an old soul because my mind is just so ahead of everybody in this generation. What would your advice be to me to just, I guess, how to meet new people, how to meet them connections that I actually need? Because everyone that I met, it's they're cool, but my mind is just so, I want to, do extraordinary things in life. And most people nowadays, they want to be average. So what would your message to me be about finding, I guess, the right connections?
Some people have to meet people, and then some people need to be met. And so you have to understand that people like yourself and generations, we're always looking for the next person to meet. And honestly, the next person you need to meet is you. Because that's why you don't fit with other people. And I always think, because it is not who you need to meet, but it's who need to meet you. And that's what they call being original. You're not discovering. You're to be discovered. So that's the thing. Don't get so focused on saying, "Oh, well, I got to meet that person and I got to meet this person," because the true thing is that you are the person that needs to be met. So always stay connected with yourself.
Hey, I think that's my biggest problem. I really needed to know that. All right. I really honestly need to know that a whole lot, because that's been my biggest problem. I'm like, dang, why can't I meet people that's like me,
Right.
But maybe I just need to take a step back, and maybe people need to meet me for a change, and I just keep doing what I'm doing.
Don't ever lose you in the process, because it's so easy to get caught up in saying, well, I got to meet this and meet that. And understand that when you meet people, they're going to only give you a piece of their minds or a piece of their thoughts. And then you meet too many people, then you become an equation of other people's thoughts and other people's minds, and what you really lost was what God was really trying to pull out of you, and that's you.
And how would you tell people nowadays to actually find their calling, what God has actually called them for? Because a lot of people settle and they don't give it a chance to actually go out and see what God called them for.
Passion. That's the key. We don't chase money, you chase passion. What is it, the true thing that you're passionate about? And then you have to understand that whatever you're passionate about don't always meet the applause of other people. But it's what helps you rest at night. You know, it's what makes you smile. It makes you say, you know what, I didn't make a dime at it, but I feel good. You know, and that's the thing. You always got to follow your passion.
Okay, that's deep. But I feel like you were just saying, you can't wait for applaud of others. But that's what's wrong with this generation. Is all they want to do is do things to impress other people or look for validation of others. And I guess what would your message to them be about that?
One of the things that I think that we've heard that's hurt in this generation, especially because me being a pastor, I see it a lot in church, is what has hurt us is the fact that we don't have enough people working in the field. Everybody wants the stage. And we got to understand that anytime God calls us, God never calls us to a stage. He always calls us to the field. And then you have a lot of people today that's on the stage but don't have no field experience. It is what we learn in the field that prepares us for the stage. And now what has hurt us in this generation is that we have a lot of people that's on the stage that don't know how to operate in the field. And it's the things that I've learned in the field that when trouble hit and tough times hit and setbacks hit, it keeps me stable and gives me strength to stay on the stage because I know what the field is like. And that goes all the way back in years in our generation with slavery. Those people back in slavery, they didn't have stage experience, but they had field experience. And it was that field experience that made them. And so that's the thing that I do. You know, it's like I was saying today in today's message, you know, no matter how high I get, people see bishop and they see entrepreneur, I see dirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep. And what was actually your journey like going through the field? Because I know being an entrepreneur is a lot of struggle, a lot of sacrifices that you have to make.
Lessons. There's a lot of lessons, and you got to have patience. I say to anybody that's in that field, number one, we never graduate from the field. You never graduate from the field.
You're always working.
You're always in the field. You know, when you feel like you graduated from the field, you're done. You're done. You're always in the field. There's different levels to the field. It's just like in pulling toboggan. Somebody got to pull the toboggan. Somebody got to drive the tractor. Somebody's working at the barn, but everybody in the field. So it's different levels to it, but you never leave it.
And what would you tell someone like me? Because I guess I'm just starting in the field, I guess you could say. Or I guess I'm improving through the field, I guess. Because I guess what I would consider in the field is just going through life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what would your advice be to me as I'm going through the field?
Learn, pay attention to every lesson. Everything that you go through, there's a lesson to it. Even when you and I sitting here talking. It's a lesson. Everything's a lesson. The commercials on TV is a lesson. My family always they tease me a lot. They says, you can take anything and make a message out of it. You preach, somebody say anything, you be like, I can preach that. Because I learned that everything in life is a lesson in there for me somewhere. I just got to find it.
You're right about that. And how would you tell people that usually look at things negative? Because like you said, it's a lesson in everything. Even us just sitting down, even me just checking my phone. Well, that's a lesson that I check my phone too much, you know,
right.
Or something like that. I have a bad habit of that. How do you actually tell someone to pick out the lessons and learn from them? Because a lot of people look at the bad situations or the bad parts of the lesson when it's always something in there that you can learn and better yourself with.
Stay teachable. Stay teachable. Never graduate. Keep yourself in a position that you can always be taught. You know, stay in that teachable mode. Whether it's a preacher, whether it's somebody older, younger, wherever. When people talk, when people have movement, and I'm around people, I'm in a teachable mood. I'm looking for that lesson.
Gotcha. Now, I ain't gonna keep you too long, so I guess I'm gonna just wrap it up with Do you have any social media sites that you want the public to follow you on or anything?
He doesn't know 'em.
See, that's a lesson I need to
Yeah,
learn.
that's a lesson he needs to learn. We're gonna get him to you though.
You working on that?
Yeah, we're working on that.
We'll make sure you get him for this get out.
For my last question, I guess I will have to ask is, what is the impact that you want to have on the world before you leave?
Close up.
Hope. My thing is, I believe every individual needs hope.
That's true.
Hope and belief. It's not just enough for us to believe in God, because most people don't have an issue with believing in God.
They just don't believe in themselves.
They don't believe in themselves. And that's what you gotta have. You gotta have hope in yourself. Man, I can't do it. I had to learn a long time. I wasn't called to do everything. I was just called to do my part.
Gotcha.
And that's what you gotta stay true to. Because what happened is with success, and as you move up, people will begin to start luring you to fulfill their dreams. And you was never called to fulfill their dreams. You was only called to do yours.
That's nice. Well, I thank you, Bishop Cal. So thank you for your time.
Yes, sir, man. All right. Thank you. All right. All right.
Sign us out.
Hey man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is actually, I'm trying to do more things like this, trying to, I guess, move up a level, not just interview, I guess, the younger generation, more to the people that's already done it and are actually more in the field. So, I mean, I learned a lot from this interview. I hope y'all take some knowledge out of this, man. And anyways, man, I'm VibesWithTae, so, man, be sure to subscribe, and I hope you have a blessed day, man.